What's up, New England and beyond? Wednesday night, 8 o'clock in the Room podcast. Big show tonight. Last week we had a little shit show in here.
Sheesh.
I'm going to let Tommy explain my reactions in here, but give me 1 second. Welcome back, Tommy.
Hey, nice to see you, man. It's been too long.
Yeah, it's been too long.
Well, we were here last week.
We were here last
So
week.
it's only been a week.
But yes, if you see some missing hair out the side of me, I was ripping it out of my fucking skull.
I might have got a
last
couple
week.
grays, too.
So, Tommy,
sir.
welcome back and
Thank
explain
you.
what happened last week with us a minute before we're going to go live. I'll sit back here and drink my tea for a second.
So last week I was back, I was out for a couple weeks, family problems, some bullshit. I was telling you about it, all sad things, but we're all good now. There was a loss in my family, which is unfortunate, RIP, but we're moving on. That's why I wasn't here for the past couple weeks. So I showed up last week. We were ready to go. And it looked like they had some cameras out, or there was some ports on your computer that weren't working.
Yeah, there was just things haywire
Yeah, it was.
here.
Yeah, there was smoke coming out of your ears.
Yes, there is. And as you know, every time I start a show, I get nervous. I'm a nervous wreck as it is because it's live.
Because you're a
And
pro.
I'm a pro.
Yep.
I'm a perfectionist. I'm not perfect at all when it goes on, but try to make it as smooth as possible. And Tommy, as we're talking, you look like a fucking King Kong in the thing, and I'm small.
I do need a
I gotta
haircut.
get like closer to my friggin' camera.
King
but,
Kong ain't got nothing on these.
but you're growing, bro. But yes, so I'm kind of I get nervous every show, and last week it kind of came full circle. I need one of those every so often. You know
Sure,
those?
yeah, a little humbling experience, The live shows, that's what
Yes.
happens, Not everyone goes live. We don't edit this after the fact. We kind of just press record and blast off to the world.
I'd like to say hi to James Odgers, man. He's been following me around for a long time on
up, James?
Facebook. Yeah, memes, everything. He's,
Cool.
I think he's a drummer, actually. Also.
Sick,
Or
even
likes
better.
drums. So talks about him here and there. But yeah, so I aborted the mission last week.
yeah, surprising.
I could have guinea rigged it, but we were already 15 minutes late.
Yeah.
And we're on a time schedule here with
Yeah.
these fighters calling in, and it was tough to tell them,
Sometimes you got to tap out.
yes, and I did. I did. We
Smart.
did. Walked out with steam in my ears, but
Yeah.
we are back this week with
Nice.
one of the same guests with Dan Esposito. He is an amateur fighter fighting out of Connecticut, Ascension Athletics. Never spoke to this young gentleman before. But he's 1-2, but that record does not really reflect how good this kid is as far as his beginning of his amateur career. We'll talk about it, all that with him. But I had to cancel with him, and he was all excited to come on.
Oh,
and,
yeah, that's tough.
And that's what hurts.
Of
You know what
course,
I mean?
of
When
course.
they're ready to come on.
Sure,
and like,
yeah.
fucking,
Yeah, you
it's
don't
like
want
a
to disappoint
boner
anyone.
killer,
Yeah,
know
you
what I
don't
mean?
care about yourself. I mean, the same way. I'll take a beating, but you don't want to disappoint someone else. And these guys who are fighting and have camps and have strict schedules and.
Yeah, so he was he was the first guest, and then Jacob Bone.
Yep.
And I ended up getting a one-on-one
Sure.
with Jacob Bone.
saw
Came
that.
out great.
Yeah, I saw a little bit
Came
of
out
that.
great with him and I. We're going to be partying at Cage Titans 64, that's for sure.
Nice.
And our second guest, we replaced Jacob with the main event of Cage Titans 64, half of the main event with Jonathan Piersma.
Very cool.
He's supposed to be coming on about 8:40.
Cool.
Give or take a couple of minutes.
We will see when it
he's
happens.
training, so get a take from him because him and I spoke after the Everett Disselay interview when he came down here with his pup.
Oh, yeah.
And he talked about, and John didn't like a couple of things the kid had to say.
Okay.
Kind of.
Talk a little
We'll
shit.
let John say.
Yeah, say it.
I mean, John's not a shit talker, but
No.
he's just going to give his side of what he thinks is going to happen.
He will respond.
He will respond.
I didn't see that one when the dog was in here. So.
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah, I
It
got
was
to check
good.
that one
Yeah.
out. I might have seen a little bit of it.
Yeah,
2 weeks ago?
I had to put a clip out.
Yeah.
It was a Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was
You
that
remember I
Saturday.
didn't do a Wednesday podcast? I did a Saturday one instead.
Yeah, I wasn't going to. That was when I wasn't able to make it. You said, fuck it, I'm going to go on
Yeah, I'm just going to do the Saturday
anyway.
one.
Yeah.
I already had it scheduled.
I remember now.
So, so we have Jonathan Piersma on. He's going to talk about his fight coming up on the 30th at Cage Titans 64. This is John's second time in the Cage Titans cage. As you know, he came away with a first round. What was that? We had him in what was it?
I don't even remember.
Not a gillet. I forgot. I can't even think. But he just kept elbowing his face.
Yeah.
Aaron Trussell.
Sure.
Who was it? Aaron who fought one of your.
Who was it?
Shane Dillahat.
Oh, yeah, was it
Remember,
Shane?
how can you forget
I
that
always
name,
forget
man?
these
You
names.
was talking about smoke out of
Yeah.
you. You were heated about that guy.
Oh, that guy.
Yes,
yeah,
that
yeah.
guy.
And he, yeah, I do. I remember seeing that. Now it's all come back to me because I do remember that John beat him up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The next one.
And I was glad.
And John's dad right now is calling me a puss.
Oh.
We are Robert Wood. We are training. I think Robert Wood is with. Robert Wood is Everett's coach.
Mm.
So they're watching.
Nice.
See what John has to say. Everett is a class act.
Sure.
He's a really humble, really good kid.
Good.
Great fight. I can't wait to talk about it with John.
Yeah.
So
a lot of good fights coming up.
Yes, a lot of good fights. So what time is it right now? All right, we got about 4 minutes before we're going to give Dan a call. But
Cool.
Tom, you want to talk about what went on with the family, or is that
Sure?
past?
Yeah, no, I'll talk
we
about
didn't
it.
get to talk about it last
Yeah,
week. So
yeah, no, it's good. I want to mention that too. Unfortunately, my mother's husband, Anthony, dropped out of a heart attack. It was during the snowstorm. He was shoveling, starting up the generator, and that's it. So very sad for my mother, and very sad for his family. Very sad for a lot of people. A lot of people in this situation, I feel, are feeling sorry for other people. You know what I mean? Because we're adults, and it's very sad. But I feel sorry for my mother because she lost her husband, and this guy's his mother is still alive. His mother is still alive. She's almost 90. Yeah, and he's the oldest of the siblings.
Yeah,
so
that's tough.
super sad, and you can only pray that it goes that quick sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For sure.
Any health issues before that happened?
He was not the healthiest. He was a little overweight. He was Italian. He loved pasta and pizza, and I always
still shoveling out there and getting stuff going.
He
man.
was a go-getter.
He's a man.
Yeah, he was a great provider, and he was a great man, and it's very sad, and we're gonna miss him. And my mother, I don't think, is watching this show. I've been by her side a lot for this whole thing. My brother flew back from LA. He's back now. That's why I wasn't coming last week, because I brought him to the airport. And it was sometimes life kicks you right in the dick. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Man. Well, glad to see that you've come through with it in a positive. And I was talking to you and seeing your posts and stuff with the family.
Yep.
And condolences to the family.
Thank
your
you.
mom. Hopefully,
Yep. Your words were very helpful through the whole thing, and
hopefully she, still a young lady.
My mom is strong.
Yeah.
So she's going to power through. Unfortunately, the story gets written for you sometimes. No one wanted any of this, but what are you going to do?
As we're speaking, I think we do have Everett's coach and one of his mentors and Bob Piersma, Jonathan Piersma's dad, going at it at our feed right now.
Already, they're going at it back and forth.
Yeah, they gotta. I think they are, unless they're calling me pussy and shit every fucking
maybe
every word. So this is what I look for in the podcast. So
is it on the YouTube chat? I gotta take a look.
No, it's on the Facebook one.
On the Facebook, yeah.
It's all these guys are loading up my feed right
Facebook,
now.
Yeah. I'll look at it later.
So all right, we got a couple of more minutes. Well, as far as me, I'll talk about myself.
Yeah, what have you been doing?
I've been training a lot as
Nice.
far as the gym.
Yep, saw that.
The gym, trimming down.
Nice.
I'm starting to hit pads with
Awesome.
Kels Minor
Nice.
from Regiment.
Okay.
I'm gonna do some privates.
Yeah, I saw you checking into there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be hitting some pads.
Nice.
With Kels behind the scenes.
Dude.
And just in case this actually does come full circle and does happen,
You
I want to be.
and Frank, what's his name?
Who?
You were gonna fight?
Rob P.
Rob. Sorry.
I don't know
Rob.
I don't know what's going on. But I'm gonna hit the pads.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get in shape.
You
a
like
little
working
bit.
out, so.
I was with my buddies on Sunday. One of them's a black belt. He fought MMA.
Nice.
Big karate kid growing up. And I told him, he goes, you're gonna fight. I go, yeah. He goes, when was the last time you threw a kick? I said, never.
Never. You're not gonna be kicking.
And he goes, really? And I was like, are you getting jealous because I'm getting in there at 57 and you're like 40, you're 50 and you're not? And he goes, no, just like, and he goes, and then he goes, I'll get some pad work in you. He actually does the reffing of the smokers at Wishers and up in Tiverton.
Yeah, what's the name of that guy's place? I can't remember it. Yeah.
Gillette's, yeah. So
Cool,
he does most of the reffing there.
Cool.
So he's going to help me out.
Nice.
And so that's about it, man. So been having some great personal fun with some new friends
Nice.
I've been hanging out with for a couple of months or so, going to see bands, and I'm getting out there, Tom.
Yeah, it looks like I see you. You're a man on the run.
I was always like, going to the gym, doing this, playing my drum. Now I'm going to see the band. I'm back listening to the music,
You're
bro.
enjoying yourself?
Yeah, I'm fucking loving life.
I love live music, so anytime that's some good live music going, I'm in.
Loving life. All right, we're gonna get Dan on right now.
Nice.
He's watching. Dan, we're calling you right now, and we'll get your camera set up. It should be all set, but we're calling you right now, big boy.
Yeah.
John Piersma's watching.
Nice.
Shut that down. Until he answers. Oh, did he? No, it's still calling. Sometimes the first time they calling in, you know how that works.
Mm-hmm.
It's they're like they've never used Facebook
Video, yeah.
Like,
I need to update it.
What's going on? Maybe they don't know.
Kind of like when you were using your computer.
Yeah, it's like what the hell. So, what's he doing? I think you boys are. Oh my God, Bob's dad's going at it with them. All right, where are you, Dan? There he is. There he is. There he is. What's up, Dan? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, my man. Yeah, I can hear you perfect. Let me just get your handsome face up on the screen and set you up on the camera. But you're live right now, my man. How's everything?
Awesome, man. Good. Just got home, scarfed down a little bit of dinner.
What's for dinner?
A little bit of ground beef, little salad.
Nice.
Not many carbs still, huh?
Something light. We're trying to come back quick, so we're keeping the weight within check.
So what's timeline is coming back quick? What are you thinking as far as when you ready to get in there?
I'm ready today. But my name's in for a couple different promotions in May. CES has a card, Combat Zone has a card, Cage Titans has a card, and I believe my name's in with all three. Which all good promotions. Whichever one has a good name they send over, a matchup that makes sense. I'm all for it.
Well, my man, let's first time on the show again. We talked about tonight. Last night, I was gonna have you on last week. Last minute, the room blew up, and
it was a shit show.
But I appreciate you, man. Last minute. I know it sucks, but I appreciate you hanging in there with me and coming back this week, bro. First time talking to you, so we're gonna cover a few things. But my man, this is your third fight. It looks like from back in May of 2023 when you fought for Neff. Making your amateur debut, got a win there, and then you've had a couple of fights since, staying consistent, every 5 months, 4 or 5 months. Talk about how you got into here, man, because it's been less than a year since you've been fighting.
So I've always been kind of on and off with training, and I think it was the beginning of 2022. That I came back to Ascension after like having sporadic bouts of training there, and I was like, hey, like this is something I really want to do, and you could tell it was kind of like, oh yeah, like we've heard that before, which I mean, to their credit, that's what I had shown up to that point. So I don't know. I kind of figured things out. I was able to get myself disciplined, and I locked in. I kind of just shut my mouth, put my head down, and I worked hard. And eventually, Jeff was like, "Hey, he's like, let's get you going, man. Let's get you a fight. Like I could tell you're in it. I could tell you're dialed in. I think you're ready." I fought a tough kid out of Recon, out of Maine. It was a good fight. I had a blast. NEF was an awesome promotion to debut with. Matt Peterson was really cool, and it was a phenomenal experience overall.
Now, as far as that card, NEF 52, was that the card that Casey Norton was on also?
No,
Okay.
That was another card. That was quite a night.
Yeah. Were you there that night when he fought, or you just?
Oh yeah. I cornered one of my teammates, Zach Thompson.
Cool. So when you went to NEF 52, were you the only Ascension athletic fighter on the card? Were you solo there?
No, there was two of us. It was me and Sean Grady.
Oh, that's cool, man. So you get to travel with some. I mean, how'd you settle on NEF? I mean, was that just a promotion that got you a matchup, came out? Because they're a haul for you, right?
Yeah, I don't know, because that's kind of like, that's on Jeff. Promotions reach out to him, or he sends names out to certain promotions, and when they send back a matchup that sounds good, and fair, we line it up. So I hadn't reached out to them. They hadn't reached out to me. It just kind of, it worked out.
Yeah, and as far as Neff, I mean, if you're going to go with, a promotion, that is my top two right there. Neff and Cage Titans. As far as what I like to see and how they promote the fighters, the younger ones coming up, man. So, and, Neff does a great job. I think they were doing pre-interviews with you, post-interviews with you. They probably had it.
I felt like a star without even starting out yet.
Well, all right, let's talk about that. I mean, you haven't done it before. You were kind of like, you said maybe dragging your feet about getting in the cage. You finally do, and now all the shit's being thrown at you. You're fucking at a press conference, basically your first fight. What's that all like to take in?
I don't know. I enjoy it. Like I like the attention. I like to talk.
Oh yeah, that's the fun stuff.
Yeah, that's the fun stuff. I have an attitude of gratitude. I love the process. I love everything from the vigorous training to the discipline of the diet to the weight cutting experience. All of it. Like there's nothing that I don't like about it. I don't know. It's all a great experience, and I'm living the dream right now.
Nice. Well, my man, let's talk about the couple of these past fights, because you did mention when I called you to come on the show, and it's not necessary. I don't look at records really. It's gyms that I know and up and coming fighters, and it's what I see in the cage also. Mm-hmm. And when I message you, I'm coming off a loss, right? I'm like, dude, you're an amateur. I mean, I'm not gonna have a pro on here that's like 0-13. You know what I mean? But
you gotta have personality and stuff.
But I gotta say, your last two fights, I mean, they could have went either way. Your fight for Combat Zone, you were winning that fight the first two rounds, correct? And then the third round, talk us through that, because I don't know if you've been able to speak to anyone about that, but you were winning that fight against a really tough kid. I think trains with the cartel. He's probably an up and coming fighter for them. Talk about that and maybe the mistake that happened in that fight.
Yeah, Chris Smith, tough kid out of New England Cartel. It was a phenomenal fight. It was, the first two rounds were definitely a little bit back and forth. I was getting the better of the striking exchanges. Wasn't too much wrestling going on. In the third, for one, I started gassing a little bit towards the end of the second. In the third, he came out with like a desperation shot, came out sprinting at me, threw a wild knee, caught me off guard. Didn't like catch me or anything, but just like I kind of made me hesitate a little bit. And then I threw a little 3-piece combo at him, and then we tied up into a wrestling exchange, and I sagged on a coach killer. And as I came back up, I sagged down to a knee on a coach killer. As I came back up, he hit me with like a easy Uchimata, and took my back right off of that and choked me out. So like just a silly error on my end, and like obviously that's what the amateurs are for, to collect data from these fights. Definitely hurt, because I was excited about that one and where it was going, but it is what it is.
Now that's another fight. You're fighting out of your area. Now you're going to New Hampshire. You keep traveling north, my man. It's like, well, you're getting closer. You're getting closer.
Yeah, home. Good. Spread the word.
So all right. Yeah. So you fight for Neff.
Wherever we gotta go, man. I'm ready.
Yeah.
All right. So Combat Zone. Let's talk about that. Calvin Cater's organization. How was that? I don't think it was at the DoubleTree. Was it at the DoubleTree where you fought, or was it somewhere bigger when you fought for them?
No, it was at the DoubleTree. Yeah. So that was the last event they did there, and then they just went to the SNHU arena.
I gotta say, I love the DoubleTree. I kind of hate the setup but I loved it as far as it being in the hotel and just everything being real close. That was a real cool place.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a great experience fighting for them too, and I actually got to go watch their last event at the SNHU arena, and that was huge. That was cool.
Did you have any training partners on that card?
Yeah, Logan Bond, the #1 amateur heavyweight, or light heavyweight right now.
Well, evidently he won that fight because he's the number one.
He won that fight, yeah.
All right, my man. You come out of Combat Zone. You're out of your ballpark in someone else's backyard, and you almost had that fight, won. And then we hear you're fighting at CES, your third different promotion. Now you're close. Yeah. Now you're closer to home, right? You did you get?
Now I'm in my backyard. We were both on our backyard. Me and Brandon.
Oh, okay, all right. So I didn't know that he's from the area as well. Where's he train out of?
He trains out of Calandrelli's in North Haven.
There you go. That's why you had a mad tough fight. You're not picking any easy fucking guys that tussle.
It's Amy's also like if I want to go pro, like I'm not gonna wait to test myself then. I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna fight all guys that I'm gonna take any fight that's available, but also like I wanna fight tough guys. I wanna prove to myself that I belong.
Well, my man, big fight here. I mean, you lost a decision, but people were speaking about fight of the night, amateur fight of the night. 2 guys with 2 fights in or so. Fight of the night.
Yeah,
Usually it happens a lot though in these, But let's talk about that experience, the fight, and how you felt in there. Because I think you mentioned, of course, you thought you won the fight, but where do you think you might have lost that fight? For CES.
Well, definitely. Like I couldn't get it together. Mentally, like not to take anything away from Brandon. He's a tough kid and fought his fight. I just came out super flat in the first. I fought the entire time flat, but I came out really flat in the first, and that's the looking back at that fight, like that's the worst I've looked. And I came out flat. My hands were low. I think I was starting really slow, and I was pawing out my jab, and he came out there to win. He came out to kill me, and he started cracking me a little bit, and I started being a little hesitant. Was keeping my head on the center line, wasn't moving at all, and he caught me with a nice cross over the top and sat me down. I don't ever get dropped. Like in training, I spar. Not that they're hitting me 100%, but I spar with the big guys, and we go at it, and I just remember like it's like a flash, and I remember looking at myself on the canvas, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, dude. But like I came right back, and I like pulled guard, and he jumped right on top, but I was able to tie up with him, so he wasn't able to cause more damage from there. I remember his corner being like putting the urgency on, and like he's hurt, yeah. You gotta pour it on him now. I was like, nah, I'm good, dude.
Yeah, awesome.
And he was like, oh, okay.
Now, ended the fight, and I saw, there was adrenaline's flowing and stuff like that. Was there? I mean, you guys are. Anything? What was said at the end there? Because I mentioned, was there anything bad? Like, was there any?
No.
All right.
No, not at all. Like, I don't know. I just remember like having like a feeling of great mutual respect. Like but you could just tell like neither of us wanted to give in. Like we left it all in there. We put on a show for the people. The crowd was going nuts.
It's a beautiful.
Both of us obviously tough kids, just going blow for blow, hitting each other as hard as we could. Like definitely no ill will or like bad words said. It was just a great sign of respect, and hugged it out at the end. At that point I did feel in my heart, just because I fought back so hard, I felt in my heart that I'd won it. Looking back, I could see where like I shot a double, and I didn't, my hips didn't follow me, and when we hit the cage, he bounced into mount.
Oh yeah.
Shit happens, right?
Dude,
I mean, yeah.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me, man.
Shit happens, and sometimes they can use it and push. Sometimes there's a little grab.
It
push
probably hurt like a bitch when he slammed into it. At least.
Hopefully. No.
Well, my man, here we are, 3 fights in. You're talking about getting right back in there. In these 3 fights, they all been like wars, basically.
Yeah.
What have you learned, as, from these 3 fights that's going to take you into this 4th one that you might have in, next month and a half or so?
I learned a lot more about like my weight cutting process. Like, people I train with and other coaches that I've gone and trained at their gyms, like they always see me and they're like, Jesus Christ, dude, you cut down to 55. And like, I would always like laugh, and I took it lightly, until like not this past one, but the one before, like I had a really bad weight cut. and it did not feel good going into that fight. I remember like being in the back room with Jeff and we're hitting pads, and I'm like, my heart rate spiked immediately, and I was like, something's not right. And he was like, he was like trying to calm me down. He was like, no, this is why we ease into it, we warm up. I was like, oh no, I know it's not good, but I went out there and I rose to the occasion, you know. This last fight, I thought he was gonna try to wrestle a lot more because it seemed like that's what he did. Again, there's little film to study on him, but I've only seen him compete in jiu-jitsu and then fight one fight where he was trying to wrestle a lot more, and he ended up choking the kid out. So I thought that was going to be the approach coming in with me. We trained a lot of anti-wrestling and anti-jiu-jitsu, and when the exchanges didn't go, aside from me getting dropped and me shooting into getting mounted, there were no grappling exchanges where he was getting the better of me. So there was great improvement in that. But my I guess I neglected like doing a lot of my striking work on my own, like shadow boxing and making sure that I'm moving my head, I'm controlling space, all these different things that I should be doing in dead time. I just didn't do coming out. I don't know if that's why. I don't know if I just wasn't jacked up enough to get going. But I'm every time I put a little bit more of the piece of the puzzle together, and I know in my heart I've yet to show even half of my true potential, and I'm just super excited for the next opportunity.
That's scary.
Yeah, that's confidence.
Man, you look good on camera. You look good on fighting, man. With the CES really throw you out there on Instagram, and that's bringing you to your next fight. You talked about CES. Are they exclusively hanging at Foxwoods now? Is that going to be where their next card's going to be also?
I think their next card is going to be at Foxwoods. I don't know if they're exclusively staying there, but it seems that way. They've been there for the past three or four events. The
last couple.
Yeah, so I mean that's definitely more enticing to you than fighting out of your area, unless the matchup works or the timeline does. You also have Neff in June, also, right? That you can always not Neff, Reality.
Reality's next month in April.
Oh, so that's close too. So you have options, options all around, right?
Yeah, I don't think my name didn't go in for April, just because like my hands were a little bit jacked up, and we're just gonna give me a little bit of time. But I'm again, like I said, everything's mint. Like I have no damage. I'm right back in the training room. This will be my second full week back. My conditioning is still there, so I'm jacked up.
Nice. Well, my friend, a couple of things before I let you give you a shout out. So we're gonna definitely get an interview, a one-on-one recorded one, when you actually do get another fight. Come and we can talk about the matchup and stuff. But what was I? Oh, as far as like Jeff and your trainer, who's the main people getting you ready? Because there's a ton of them at Ascension. Who are some of your main partners that get you ready for fights?
So I got Zach Thompson, I got Paul Cavanolo, I've got Ryan Baker, I've got Logan Bond, I've got Joe Lexus, I've got Sean Grady.
It's a lot of
I don't want to miss anybody. I'm trying to rack my brain. Please tell me I'm not missing anybody.
That's all right, my man.
There are more that I go with and that I train jiu-jitsu with that don't train MMA, that give me really good rounds. And I have a bunch of phenomenal coaches: Jack Stapleton, Pan Am champ; Jeff, black belt world champion. I'm in a huge room of extremely talented individuals. It's a grind because if you don't keep up, you're just gonna get left behind. As it should be. We work really, really hard. And as a team, I think like this next year is gonna be huge. Like you got Casey Norton, number 3 ranked pro flyweight.
Yeah.
Logan's number 1 ranked light heavyweight amateur right now. Like everybody's on the up and up. and it's exciting, and it just it's the culture at Ascension is phenomenal too. I mean, I go and cross train a lot of places where there's good culture, but I love the room that I'm in. I'm grateful for the people and the support that I have. Um,
Perfect, man. You can't say it any better than that, man. That's a family atmosphere to you, man. That's your brothers and sisters there. Ascension, I've known them for my whole career here as a media. You know, coming out of Underdog with Jeff Haddad, you know, Matt Bissett, and those guys in Ascension blowing up, and that becoming their own MMA world class gym at this point, because they're putting out really killers in there, and a lot, like you said, a lot of cross training going around between a lot of great camps there. So there's a lot of forces coming through them mats for you. So congratulations, kid, for being, you know, taken under the wings of some really, really great coaches and fighters that help you along.
yeah, I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed.
Well, Dan, I have your Instagram up here, which is a cool fucking name, by the way. Do you have anything else that you go other than Facebook that would be under your real name, Daniel Esposito?
No, just my Facebook is Daniel Esposito, my full name, and then my Instagram is Dan_Espo_MMACS.
Excellent. Last thing, I do my first cousin's last names are Esposito.
Oh, there you go.
So we could have some connection here down the line.
Maybe the gene pool's a little shallow.
Hey, you know, I got a gene pool's we do have like the same handsome faces, kind of. You know what I mean?
He's not serious, guy. Don't listen to him.
I see it, Steve.
Don't humor him.
I know, yeah. Don't.
Yeah, right.
All right, Dan, man. Thanks so much for coming on, and we'll definitely catch up when you get that next matchup, and we'll really talk about where it is. I'm excited for you, kid. Ascension Athletics, love that gym, love the guys there, and man, congratulations on all the success and the work you're getting in that cage, bro.
Thank you, Steve. I appreciate you guys.
All right, have a good night, man. Stay aboard. We might be talking about you. Who knows? There's a war going on right now in the feeds between the other fighters' dad and people. I don't know what's going on.
I saw that.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, right. We're gonna see him.
That's a main of K's site. Got a stacked card coming up. Let's go.
Let's go. All right,
dads.
man, tune in. I'll talk to you in a minute, right?
All right, take care.
Later, Dan.
Later, man.
Funny.
That was awesome.
Yeah, good shit.
All right, yeah, we'll get John Piersma on here. Let me message him right here.
Yeah, damn, he's a character. So you know he fits right in.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
Yep, he wants to fight. He wants to talk. He wants to do all the things.
I'll tell John 2 minutes or 3 minutes. What time is it now? Oh, that's perfect. It's 8:40.
Yep.
See if he's at 3 minutes.
Perfect.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, glad I. You know, these kids you never talked to before. You know.
Yeah.
Some of them you can't get anything
Yeah.
out of.
The Emmys, you know. So
I mean, this kid's.
yeah,
He talks about it. He likes the. He likes the eyes on him.
and he doesn't give a shit that he's coming off a loss. He just wants to get back into the win column and fucking grind.
And as far as the show, man,
Yeah.
you know, you don't have to be on a winning streak
No.
or anything like that. It's
No.
all about
Come and shoot
you're
the shit.
showing me that you're in there and you're
Yeah.
doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Get on the show. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
And especially coming out of gyms that I've been friends with for
You want to talk
years.
about the whole scene.
Ascension Athletics has treated me with nothing but respect.
Yeah.
Since I started.
Cool.
You know, there's some other people out there that you know
Yeah, okay,
I
shit.
ruffle the feathers, but even if I did it to them, they know.
Sure.
They're you know, they can take whatever.
Yeah, good shit.
Andrew Valdina, what's up? Amanda Becker,
Whole
Jeremy
team.
Keys,
The whole crew.
Jonathan Piersma. So John hasn't messaged back yet, but he will. Let me look back at this. I think your boy. All right. So,
My boy?
no, this is Bob Piersma on the feed right now.
Yep.
So I'm going to read that right up because I don't usually get this, right?
Yeah.
This is what I like.
Yeah. This is what you want, you know?
Fucking wars going on.
Yeah,
I
stoke the
think.
fires.
I think you. So this is Jonathan Piersma's dad, and he's a man of many words. He's a real man. I think you boys are ass clowns.
Not
you have
us. He's not talking
no
about
idea
us, right?
what you're getting into. We don't fuck around with the little people. No, he's talking about the other fighter.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
That's funny.
Jesus, he's gonna get killed at this fight. All right, he just he's seen that I'm hitting him up. So we'll see what's up. We'll have him on about 15 minutes. Just you know, the last time we had him on was yeah, he needs a couple, man. Take your time.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Last time we had him on was what?
Oh, he's almost home.
Okay.
I had him on.
Before the last fight.
No, I had him on post fight
Okay.
after his fight with Aaron Trissell.
Yep.
He a crucifix.
Yep.
See how it's
Yeah,
he
yeah.
had him in a crucifix. See how
Yeah.
that's been in
And
my
then he was
brain
pounding
since
him,
I
right?
Fucking, it's bothering me for
Yeah.
20 minutes right now. I couldn't get
There you
crucifix
go.
on my fucking head. So anyway, what up Andrew Valdina, my man? I can't wait to see him on the 30th.
Yep.
I'm sure
It's been a little while.
I'm sure he will be doing commentating.
Oh yeah, I thought he was fighting. No,
I thought so too, but I haven't seen a poster on him.
I haven't seen
Listen,
any posters yet on this.
No, Andrew would be all over the fucking airways if he was fighting. I mean, he's got tons of sponsors and shit to do, so he'd be everywhere. Watch him tell me.
He will.
Fighting, you
He
know?
will. He's listening right now.
Fucking TV.
That's what I thought, but
But no, I think I don't know. No, I think he was like just getting ready, getting his name back up there. Love watching this shit, Matt King. So
people
what was
like the
that?
drama.
Dude, I'm going to the presser for this fight, Bob Piersma.
Yep. We'll go that night.
I love it. And that, I'm not speaking for
No, you're not getting punched in the face anymore. You're not getting your cowboy hat knocked off your head.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome. Yeah, so I don't know who's going to be there as far as the guys from New England MMA.
Yeah.
I haven't been seeing much out of them except for Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff kind of doing
Jeff's
his thing.
doing the play-by-plays, but this. And people watching, if you see anything on the New England MMA group page, that's just me. You guys can share to that page. That's a group page.
Yep.
I'm still a administrator to it. I'm the only one that posts on it, but you guys can post on it. There, I have to okay the post because I don't want spam or porn or some Punjab guys all over it.
You don't?
No.
No, not the scam artists who put on those little sites, those streaming sites, and people get screwed over. You know,
Yeah, so I filter out stuff
Yeah.
because people are trying to sell shirts.
Oh,
like
of
I don't even know
course.
who the fuck you are, all that other shit, and they're not even from New England. So, but like I said, if
No, I know people have gotten scammed by clicking on those sites that are the spam that are on
it's
the.
all so I don't let any of that out.
No.
It's like it's crazy.
No, but even the CES, the ones that are for free on
Yeah,
Facebook.
well, those are the streaming ones. I'm talking about on the group page. They just try to like people gyms from like
Oh yeah.
Virginia are like trying to put their like sell stuff on. I'm like, no, dude,
Yeah.
this is New England MMA page.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Get outta here.
they try to sell there.
But what I'm saying is, if you want to post there, anything from New England, mixed martial arts coaches, anything, throw it up there.
Yep.
I'll okay it. You know
Cool.
what I mean? That page has got 3,000 followers.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know
that's a
what I
good
mean?
one.
Let's utilize it
Yeah,
for that.
of course. To
You
the
know?
people. Get it to the
Yeah,
people.
the New England MMA group page is not New England MMA's page. It's a community page,
Mm-hmm.
so it's there for you guys to post and promote yourselves or whatever. I mean, like I said, I'm gonna filter what I want in, but
Yeah, you're not gonna
but
let
if
the
it's
bullshit get through.
New England fighters, promoting themselves in fights and stuff like that, gyms, have seminars or something, I put it up there.
Yep.
You know.
Cool.
So Angel Valdina, things didn't work out for the 30th, so
Yep.
won't be on the card. Heading down to AC for the Connors fight. Oh,
Atlantic City?
yeah, he's going to Connor Matthews fight.
Nice.
In,
the UFC.
Yeah, the
Yep.
30th. It's
Sick.
the same night as
Oh.
Kings Titans.
Shit.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yep.
But yeah, Connor Matthews and I think Calvin Cade is fighting that night
Is he?
against AJ Sterling.
Yep. No
So,
shit.
Yeah, that's so good for you, Andrew.
Yeah,
Party
good.
up, bro.
Yeah,
well,
that'd
don't
be a good
party.
one.
You probably have a fight a month after that. So,
That'll be partying down there, Atlantic City. You know.
yeah, I'm sure he'll have something.
Cool. Yeah, I thought maybe he said it. He was thinking about coming on the 30th, but didn't go through.
He was looking for it, and then he was he was starting to sell shirts and stuff like that.
Yep.
Because he's marketable, people want his stuff. And as he said, the fight, he was planning on getting a matchup. It just didn't happen.
No doubt.
Oh, Calvin's on 300, so Calvin's
The next one.
the next major card, isn't it?
Did you
Or,
watch?
Do we still have 299?
No, 299 was the other
It's
night.
happened, so 300
Did you
next
watch
week.
that over the weekend, Sean O'Malley?
Okay, I'm gonna say no. I'm doing other things
Yeah.
in my personal life now.
But UFC is good. That's a nice one.
I know, but
You gotta watch those
I've been
ones.
dancing and watching bands. And
You've been doing
enjoying-
karaoke.
I've been watching karaoke, but I'm gonna say I'm gonna learn a couple of songs at my music school.
Okay.
They're gonna just teach me a couple of songs. I'm gonna blow some people away. I'm gonna just learn one.
What song are you gonna learn?
Don't
Like
worry about
Dead
it.
or Alive
I'm
by
gonna
fucking
whip it
John
out.
Bon Jovi or
Probably
something?
gonna be something lovey-dovey like a fucking
Like
Puss.
like Foreigner or something?
puss. Yeah, I wanna know
You can just hit that note, dude. You can do it. You could do it. You could do it, man. You nailed it. That was right off the cuff, too. You didn't have to warm up.
Wait till I smoke a joint. Forget it. I'm thinking, I'm going to be Lou Reed.
Well, that's the thing. When you smoke a joint,
Graham.
you got to remember to like open up your palate, you know.
Yes, here's my problem with singing. My ADD is so bad, I can't even like sit there to learn the words.
Sure.
Unless I love the
Unless
song.
you know the
like
song
it's
already.
Incredibly a song I love that I listen to all the time.
Yep. No, you're not.
I'm not going to sit there and learn the words.
Yep. Well,
It's hard for me.
how you learn the words is you just go over the song and you read it at the same time.
I know. I just can't sit there. I don't read. I don't.
You could read it on your phone or something. You can read the lyrics as it goes through.
Here's the thing. I read all these kids' fucking bios and
Yeah,
shit like
yeah.
that. Why can't I read a goddamn song?
Read
or
it
a
off your
book?
phone instead of a page.
All right, I'm going to figure that out. And I'm going to just sing to my phone. I want to know.
And the lyrics come as it goes, you know, like.
Because people want to hear me sing to them.
Sheesh. They are mistaken apparently.
So Bob Piersma, Bob Piersma said, I thought you weren't smoking. That was 4 months ago,
Oh
Bob.
yeah, right.
There's been a lot happening since then.
That's just like I wasn't drinking,
a lot
right?
happening. Let me tell you, Bob, this is how I fell off the wagon. I went to Cage Titans, and one of the other media members whipped out a joint walking on the way to the after party, and
There you go.
the peer pressure just got to me. So
We got pretty lit up at that last
Cage
Cage
Titans' fault.
Yeah.
Yes, and I didn't leave there till 4:30 in the morning.
That was before that though. You had been back on the weed wagon.
oh yeah,
fucking
yeah.
4
like,
months ago. You
yes,
said.
four, at least 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
Ago. Yeah. What I stopped for like 4 months, I think.
Well, I stopped drinking over the summer, and you know.
Yes, you stopped for a little while.
Yeah, I got all fucked up one night, and
But
kinda,
Bob, I'm not smoking like a chimney.
No, yeah, we didn't smoke before this.
No, I take an edible every so often because my mind's fucking nuts.
Mm-hmm.
So that helps. You know what I mean?
Yeah, smoking helps.
But I've been smoking less.
Yeah,
'Cause
me
think
too.
I've been taking more edibles
Yep.
that I don't need it.
Yeah, I've been smoking less too. Not so much during the day. Not a lot in the car. You know, yeah, change it up a little bit.
What was I gonna say? What's next? Well, Cage Titans on the 30th.
Yep.
A lot of stuff's gonna go on in the next couple of weeks as far as
We'll
throwing shit out there.
We'll get Pulver on the line.
Yeah, Pulver will definitely be on the Wednesday before. Yeah, that's exactly what, Bob. I just take him to relax because I'm so high strung.
What did he say?
He goes, I took some edibles first time ever for sleep, and a lot of people do that.
And he slept.
And exactly,
Yeah.
puts you right out.
Yeah, I haven't taken edibles in a while.
It's not like drinking wine, kind of like you don't get a hangover the night.
Yeah, no, when you're drunk, passed out, it's not like a good sleep. You know, it's like you wake up early and, you know.
And here's another thing people, have false information about edibles. They're like, well, I don't want, it's going to get me weight. If you just take the smallest amount
Yeah.
and you go from there.
Yeah.
But they like the indica sativa. I don't want the stuff that hypes you up. So they got to learn that, what puts you to sleep.
With edibles, it doesn't really do too
Right.
much.
It looks like John Piersma is
It's gotta
ready.
be there.
So I'm going to give him a call right now. I hope everything is still kosher here. Oh, yeah. There we go. What's up, big boy?
How's it going?
Good.
What's up, John?
John, just give me 1 sec just so I can pop you up on the screen and get you in the template. But you are live, just so you know. But, John, I know you've been driving home from, I do believe, from practice, from training, but there's some chatter going on with your dad and the other team on Facebook right now. Have you got a chance to see any of that? Because it's pretty cool.
It's going.
Wow, it's being sad. I didn't see any of it.
What's that?
I didn't see any of it. I just pulled the phone up.
Oh yeah, your dad's talking to them like he talks to me online. It's fucking awesome. I love it. So, your dad said he's going to the press conference. There's going to be, he's like, we're going to shake hands in blood after this fight. So, John, let's talk about this fight. The last time you were on, we had a post-fight talk about your fight with Aaron Trussell, and you had some things working, possibly, and what was working was a title fight for Cage Titans, the main event, man. Let's talk about it and your excitement to get back in there because you put on a show last time, and people are looking to see you again, man. Talk about it.
Yeah, so I mean, pretty much going into that last fight, I knew I wanted to get in there, take care of business, and make a quick turnaround. So we went in there, fight went according to plan, didn't take any damage. So right after the fight, I got right back into training, right back into my normal routine. Um, and I was just looking to get any fight I could in March, really. Didn't matter where. Shortly after, probably within a week after the fight, um, Cage Titans kind of threw it out. They were interested in me fighting for the title. I said, yeah, this stuff doesn't matter who it is. Send me the details, and I'm in. And then yeah, within a couple weeks after that fight, we pretty much got everything set, and I've been getting ready for that ever pretty much since I got out of the cage in the last one.
Now, John, when the fight was offered, was there only one name and one name only, and that was Everett, or was there another name out there that was thrown to you, or was it, how'd that go?
I think the approach was going back and forth between two different guys, and then it just worked out that this is the fight that got finalized. So I said it didn't matter to me. Just let me know who I was fighting, and that's how it worked out, and that's the name I got. So.
Well, let's talk about it, John. We talked about all your last fight and your progression in MMA. Now let's talk about this, getting ready for this, for Everett Disselay. New kid coming out as far as his fighting record. A lot of accolades as far as, judo and grappling and stuff in the past. We did a podcast together about the fight, and man, let's get your take on it and what you're thinking about Everett as far as an opponent going in on the 30th.
Yeah, I mean, they sent obviously when I fought there, I didn't know the possibility, so I vaguely remember him being in the locker room on our side warming up and stuff, and kind of seeing the fight. Then shortly after they sent the name, so I was like, "Yep, I'm in." But yeah, I mean, 3-0, pretty inexperienced. I've been seeing clips and stuff popping up online, and he's been talking kind of crazy, saying just some wild shit. But yeah, that's all good. We're gonna figure it out March 30th. That shit doesn't really bother me. He's pretty confident. But I think he's in for a rough night, March 30th. Bring him back to earth here.
Now, you could ask him something in a minute, but go ahead.
I was going to talk about his last fight, so we'll go continue.
All right, so John, 3-0 guy coming in here. Not much to go on him as far as in the cage, but the experience level, as you said, this is big here, and he has a lot of confidence going in. He's, I think, a naturally 155er, so of course he's really, I would imagine he's going to be a big underdog coming in this fight. I would, looking on paper, it should be that way. Do you think it's too soon, too quick for him going in, or you're not thinking that this is just another body in front of me? And 3-0, but you're not looking past him. Like, what are you thinking about this as far as the fight itself going against him?
No, we're taking the fight seriously. We're not taking anything for granted. We never do. We're getting ready for 25 minutes of the hardest fight of my life. That's how we look at every fight. So yeah, we're not looking past anybody. We're prepping every day. Like this is gonna be the toughest challenge yet. But yeah, him only being 3-0. He's never made it out of the first round, I believe. He's very confident. Seeing some of his interviews and stuff, just like clips that pop up. Just the way he's talking. Really, I think he really believes his own hype. But I don't know. I just looking at the guys he's fought. He just really hasn't been in there with anyone. I mean, even close to my level. I think anyone would, say that. But he just doesn't have the cage time. He doesn't have the experience. It's kind of what you don't know, you don't know. So I think he does believe in his mind he's ready for this, and he does believe he's this. He does believe he's that. the things he's saying. He might really believe that, but come March 30th, when we get in that cage, and a couple minutes into that fight, he's gonna realize that he's in there with a whole different challenge that he's been in there with so far this career. I think it's gonna be a very big wake up call for him. Very very humbling experience.
Well, there you go. Well, as far as heading back to Cage Titans, John, your first experience with them, as far as fighting in their cage, was their last card at Cage Titan 63. You were there before, cornering a fighter, watching some of your training partners fight. What's it like getting back in there as the main event? You have been there before as the main event, but as we know, Cage Titans, in my eyes, is the biggest promotion in New England as far as supporting the fighters and getting eyes on them. What's your thoughts going back in there as far as fighting for them, and what fighting for them and winning this title can do moving forward with your career?
Yeah, there was going there and cornering a year ago was a great experience. So when I got that offer to fight last time to make my debut with them, I took it right away. It was a great experience. Treated me well. Mike and all those guys around the promotion, good guys, treated me well. So when they offered me to come back, fight again for the title, I said yes right away. I had a great experience. So I'm excited. I'm excited to go back down there. It's a great atmosphere. Fighting there was a pretty cool experience. I'm just excited, and I think winning this title, it'll be a second regional title for second different promotion. That obviously looks good on the resume. That bumps me to 8-2. And I think it's just going to give me one more step closer to where I want to be, and I know I deserve to be. So I'm just excited to get to it. I just want to fight. I wish to fight tomorrow.
Excellent. Last couple of questions for me, and Tommy wanted to just ask you a question about your last fight, and we'll let him end with that, and then you just give your shout outs and whatever. But getting ready for this fight, it's a 5-round fight. Your last fight was a 3-round fight. Is there a difference in here as far as getting ready for it? Do you train, to go 5 rounds all the time just to have that cardio?
Yeah, I think there's little adjustments, but I'm always, I always have that in my mind that I want to be able, even if I'm fighting a 3-round fight, I want to be able to fight 5 rounds, because I plan to fight in a lot of 5-round fights in my future. So I'm always getting ready for a 5-round fight. So yeah, maybe there's little adjustments here and there with the strength and conditioning stuff like that. But yeah, I'm always ready to fight 5 rounds. I'm confident in fighting 5 rounds. I've already fought 5 rounds. I fought 5 full rounds in a fight. Guy who has 30 fights experience and is known as one of the best guys in that New England area that no one wanted to fight. I went in there and I fought 5 full rounds to beat him 50-40-45. So I have that experience. This guy fighting, like I said, he's talking crazy. I think he's going to find out. The longer this fight goes, it's going to get bad for him. And like I said, what you don't know, you don't know. But I think he's in for a rude awakening. And if this fight makes it deeper into the fight, it's gonna favor me the longer this fight goes.
Well, last thing for me, John, you do have a cross-training partner fighting on the same card as you, is Jake Hicksenbaugh. You have Jacob Bone, who just came away with another huge fight, taking out another huge prospect in New England. You got a few guys. And probably women traveling to watch this main event. What are you expecting as far as a caravan? Because your last fight, as we all know, I was sitting with your whole crew. I mean, you owned a third of the after party with your family and friends there. I would imagine there's going to be a few more with Jake fighting again, and Jacob just taking the trek to corner him. What are you expecting as far as support making the trip to Plymouth this time?
Yeah, I always get a pretty good turnout. I'm always on the road pretty much, always fighting, pretty far away from home. I always still get a good turnout. I got a lot of family, a lot of friends, training partners. I always get a good crowd out, 20 to 30 people, I think, last time, and that's also, Hicksenbaugh and Bones crew coming down. Those people I know, too. So, yeah, we're going to have
cool people.
we'll have a good squad from up in the Rochester area down there. So yeah, it's always good to have a little support, especially when we're always going into these guys' backyards. This dude I'm fighting, I'm not sure how close he lives from there.
I don't know.
I'm not
He's
sure where
only he's like me. He's only about 45 minutes from there, so he's local.
he's close.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll have a lot of people there or not, but yeah, I'll have my people there, my people that are always there, show up support, and it's gonna be a good night. I'm excited.
Excellent, my man. Well, I'll let Tommy leave off, and then John, your social media is up here. I know you just use Instagram and Facebook, so everything they need to know is right there. But Tommy's going to ask you a question, and John, if you want to say thank you after that or anything, and I'll let you go and rest up for this fight.
Yeah, John, you always seem like a no nonsense, not a lot of shit talking. You let your fighting do the talking. So your last opponent was Trissell. His last name was Trissell.
Aaron Trissell.
He was not so we'll say didn't have such a sportsmanlike win over one of my teammates. So I'm always glad you make short work out of those guys.
Against
Aaron, the last
guy,
fight.
Freeland, you're saying?
Yeah, against Aaron.
Yeah, one of his training partners got beat by Aaron, and Aaron was kind of really disrespectful to him after the fight.
Yep.
So Tommy's very happy that you got him in a crucifix and you elbowed him to death.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you were about to say like you were saying something towards me. I was like, damn,
No.
I missed it.
Yeah, no.
I like how you're no bullshit. You let your fighting do the talking.
Yeah.
It was what it should be. You know what I mean? So
John, in that, like, with that...
I mean, I don't mind it. Like I said, the guy I'm fighting, he's been on saying
Yeah.
I haven't really been saying anything too bad about me personally.
Yeah.
I haven't said, but like, he's been talking himself up pretty highly, and
it's part of the game. We get it.
If you watch his interviews, you would think he's the greatest thing that's ever come to combat.
That's always the fun part.
I started that off, too.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's all good, because at the end of the day, he can say what he wants. He can talk himself up, and maybe he really does believe what he's saying. But I think he's going to get humbled March 30th.
Yeah.
And it'll be a good experience for him. And moving forward, I think he'll get into his right weight class, and it'll be a good experience for him. But I'm excited for it. I'm excited to get in there and just show again to the New England people that there's levels to this, and I just these guys aren't my level down there, and I've proved it time and time again. I'm gonna prove it again, March 30th.
That's my man right
Fuck
there.
yeah, fuck
Jonathan Piersma, known this guy since his first pro fight, man, and look where he is, man. He's
Super
fucking
cool.
doing it. John, anything you want to say to leave off? Thank yous, anything, and I'll let you go, man. Pleasure catching up with you as always.
Yeah. Just a quick shout out to all my sponsors for this fight camp. Finally getting that finalized. We got Leaning Senior Benefits, Storage Mall, Stagliano Builders, Ravenwood Golf Course, Next Pro Training, Argument Smith Financial Group, Mark Agnello with Hunt Realty, and El Pilon Puerto Rican Mexican restaurant. All my sponsors have been with me from day one. They're huge, make this possible. And of course, all my training partners, my gyms, Elevate, Synthesis, Mike Montez, my main striking coach, MMA coach. Just shout out to all them and all my friends and family that make the trips down to these fights. You guys make this possible, and I can't wait for another great night, March 30th. Celebrate after, have a good time.
Awesome. John, you're a class act, man. Can't wait to see this fight. Everett's a good dude, man. I think it's going to be a great fight for the fans.
Yep.
Main event. Can't wait to see the family, hang out with all you guys after at the after party, and see what happens, because there could be some
Shenanigans.
Face-offs happen right at the bar that night.
Yeah, I can imagine. We'll be ready for it.
All right, my man. Rob,
who's my dad getting into it?
with Everett's coach. Everett's coach.
Oh, were they just going back?
Yeah, you'll have to go look at it, because it's pretty classic.
On Facebook.
It's how your dad talks to me on Messenger. It's fucking awesome.
That'll be something if we get him down if they do the press conference, and if he's down there for that, that'll be something.
Yeah, I think they're going to be doing a press conference. Your dad said he would be there for it, so it's going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, he will.
I might have to take a special ride up there just for that.
Yeah, right. Day before.
You might need security.
Yeah. All right, John. Before we give out too many more beans and get everyone scared about the press conference, I'm going to let you go, man. And We'll see you on the 30th, bro. Have a good rest of training camp, and I'll see the gang in 2 weeks or so, 2.5 weeks.
Appreciate it. Can't wait.
All right, man, John. You have a good night,
Yeah.
man. We'll talk to you later.
Later, John.
Fucking awesome.
Really good.
That was fucking great. Oh my god.
Yeah, I had to bring up the shit talking, like.
Oh yeah. I fucking had to.
That's what it is. We're shit talkers, you know what I mean? Well, you'll never catch me talking shit about a fighter online, but when shit when karma comes back and all that.
That's awesome. So Tommy, that's why we had bought a podcast when it's not going well, because you schedule and
Yeah.
get one that just
that crushes.
moves.
Yeah, that's why we pulled it.
Dude. So I was in here just to end off. I was here for 2.5 hours to get this back running.
Sure. Yeah.
As you can see, this camera's missing.
Yep.
So I'm not 100% sure what happened, but it's working.
Is
right
that
now.
port still not working?
No, the port. I think the port's working, but it's not full power, so
Yeah.
it can't power the.
Yeah, it was blinking back and forth.
Yeah,
it was something was happening.
So it wasn't catching. So I'm gonna have to get that looked at, which I will.
Yep.
I'd rather someone come in and look at it, because
Yep.
I'm not disconnecting all the shit and bringing it to fucking somebody.
No, yeah.
So we'll figure it out. But it's working now.
Yep.
When we do have another guest in here, I'm gonna have to finagle a camera.
Yeah.
But yours is set.
Yep.
Mine's set.
Yep.
That will be the one that be
group
has
one.
to be moved around.
Yep.
But you know how I work. I
Yeah.
work under pressure. I get things moving.
It all
around.
worked out really well today.
Did, man. Glad to have you back.
Me too, man. It's always glad to be back. I hate it when I'm not here, but
It's all right. I need
Yeah.
a break every so often.
yeah, exactly. Keep it fresh.
So with that said, next week, I think Brendan Boats will be on.
Nice.
Because he's making his pro debut.
Sick.
And he's fighting for a friend, a special friend.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be on talking all about it.
Cool.
Maybe we'll get another. I would imagine we'll get another fighter for Cage Titans
Mm-hmm.
on here. And then the following week, as always, we will have Mike Polvier on the Wednesday
Mm-hmm.
before the card, just to break it down and talk about the press conference, all the stuff that's going to be happening.
It's tradition to have him on.
It is, as Mike said, it is
Yep.
tradition to come on
Yep.
the show. And we'll try to get another fighter on the show that night also,
Yeah.
or maybe one of the commentators or someone that's affiliated with the show.
Yep.
So it'd be great. Maybe get Nick on. From,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick H.
Yeah, Nick H.
I don't know if any of my guys are fighting on that card. Not that I can think of off the top of my head. So he wanted
Yes,
to.
you are. You do have one Triforce amateur making his amateur debut. I ran into him at the mall. He's a friend of friend. And he goes,
Hold on.
he wants to come on the show. Tall kid.
Yeah.
thin kid.
What the fuck? Where's my brain? Where is it at? I can't remember his name. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I can't think of his name, but
Yeah. Yep.
very respectful kid. I was sitting eating in the mall, just sitting in the food court, and he came up to me. He goes, "Fucking total respect."
Good.
People picking me out of anyway.
Yeah.
Me and Bass.
Better than beating you up.
Better than throwing me off a bridge. Fucking works out great. So Tommy,
Devin Menard.
that's him.
Yeah, my man.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's fighting.
Yeah, I'm psyched about him. He's a great kid. I
Yes.
train with him awesome, and he's a
telling
beast.
me he wants to
Come on with us?
Spar. He'll help me spar.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff
we
to
should get him
me
on
ready.
here before that. Maybe
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
get him. You'll see.
No, well, it's
Not yet.
can't.
Not
I
yet.
have to, 'cause- Oh my God! I told him I would reach out to him for an interview. Talk to him when you see
Yeah.
him. You're gonna see him when you see him.
I
next,
see him
right?
every time I train, so maybe I did just see him. So
Tell him I'll hit him up.
maybe he can call in or something.
Monday.
Yeah, I'll talk to him on Monday. I think I'll see him. I
I'd
gotta.
have a. We'll see. Well, I mean, yeah.
We'll
maybe
discuss
next
it.
week. All right. Who's calling in next week? Brendan Boats. He can be our other guy.
The next guy.
Yeah.
All right.
He can be with Brendan on the show.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Let him know.
I'll talk to him.
All right.
I'll make it happen.
Excellent. Anything you want to leave off with, handsome?
No, glad to be back. Always.
All right, my man. Well, I got a busy weekend. I'm gonna be with watching bands and dancing and.
Do I have a busy
Shit, I
weekend?
know.
Not much. UFC was last week, and that was fun to watch. No, I think this is a relaxing weekend, so I'll probably hang out with like my dad or something.
Excellent. Just to answer your question that you began with the UFC and stuff, I haven't been watching much martial arts
yeah.
lately as far as the big leagues.
Mhm.
I'm going into my.
I
Twilight
watch a
years.
lot of
I'm
those.
going into my twilight years.
Yeah.
here.
I like my type of a good night in these days is sitting at home, getting some food, smoking weed, drinking a couple beers with my wife, and watching the fights and chilling. Maybe a couple friends, but at home and shit.
That's
you
what
know.
I'm striving for.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So with that, I've been a gypsy too long. I've been a fucking gypsy too long.
Well, you did many years married. You know, you're a little older than me. How long were you married for?
I was in a 10-year relationship with my son's mom.
Yep.
So that was a 10-year, and then I was married to my daughter's mom for 10 years. So
Okay.
I had two
Yep.
back-to-back 10-year
Yep.
relationships.
Okay.
And then I came out of that, had a 3-year relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm kind of
Yep.
just enjoying life and seeing what it has to offer.
There
And,
you go.
know what I mean?
Me
I
and-
don't know. I'm not a player party guy.
No, yeah. You want
I like to
real
drink my
shit.
beers, but
Yeah.
I'm a home guy.
Yeah,
too,
yeah. You
know
want
what I
real
mean?
shit. Me and my wife will be married 5 years next month. Yep.
Congratulations.
Together for 12. Yeah.
Nice. Maybe we'll have her on. the
We
show.
should. She listens. She wants to. Me and her
She
talk.
started off right watching us.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get her on. We'll call her
Yeah,
in.
she'll have a blast.
She'll give us a secret about.
She wants to podcast herself. She does a little like non-broadcasting podcasting. She's trying to get used to it. Yeah.
Excellent. Awesome.
We sit there and we watch a movie and we fucking talk through the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we could do something like that, like a watching movie, just
Yeah,
making
with
fun
her,
of it the
just
whole
a
time.
fucking-
Yeah.
A home one.
Yeah. Laughing the whole time,
Yeah.
making fun of, getting
They're the
high.
best ones.
Yeah. Yeah, the natural shit.
You talk. You could talk dirty naturally
Yeah.
together. And
Oh,
just
yeah.
Banter like
Yeah.
sarcasm. It's awesome. It's good stuff. Well, Tommy.
Yeah.
Awesome to have you back.
Thank you.
Next week, talk
We'll do
to
it.
your buddy.
Yeah,
Get him on. We'll
Devin.
have Brandon Boats on. So
Sure.
that's our show next week.
Yes, sir.
We'll figure it out.
Sounds awesome.
Thanks as always for tuning in tonight, people. Wednesday nights we're usually always here in case unless the place blows up. But
And also, it's always a shit show, so you never really know.
yeah, you never know.
You never know who's gonna be here.
You never know. So, but I guarantee I'll be doing another interview or two recorded before next Wednesday. I will get a couple of more fighters coming out, fighting at Cage Titans. Promote them a little bit, get them on. I love doing it. I
Yep.
love learning about new fighters or
Yep.
just their history or stories of how they're getting into this cage again. I love it, people.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I'm always available for comedians, musicians. They want to come around here in the New England area and talk about what they're doing. I'm all ears, people. So, with that said, the Room Podcast, follow us everywhere. We are everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Peace.